So that extends out just like that. Then that would go out, and then that would switch up like that. Yeah, that's what we want. Hey guys, Zuljan here, and welcome back to another episode of Scrap Mechanic. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today. Thanks so much for all the amazing support on the Scrap Mechanic series, you guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad you're here with me today. As always, if you do enjoy the videos, make sure to give me some dap on that like button to show you support for the series. And you can subscribe to the channel for more daily videos. So I did this escalator a while back. It's kind of cool. I'm going to have to put an off switch on it sooner or later because I still have to reach down there just to get it off. But today I thought I would extend the base level that we have working here, and I want to do an automate platform from this side to this side, something that extends over that can be used as just a one-way transport. And then I might repeat the same thing on this side or somewhere else there in the shop, and I could also do another escalator down somewhere else. So I'm gonna play around with that concept today. I thought I would do that with you guys on camera because it seems like a fun little project. It's gonna be using the piston that we already talked about a couple episodes ago, and I think it's gonna be great. So there's a couple things I could do here. One, let's get a bearing, and we're gonna try something here. So getting a bearing right here, and probably, let's see, I'm guessing it would actually have to be 1 over because that would rub, and we don't want that to happen. So let's see here. We're gonna use this other material because it's a little bit lighter, and that's all we'll need. And if I made it yay long, about that long, what exactly, how far would that go to the next platform is what I have to check out here. So let's go back up top. I'm just gonna climb it regular. That's the good thing about an escalator. When it's out of order, you can still do whatever you need to do with it. Let's get a controller out here. Controller. And we're gonna put the controller, I don't know, for now, because we can always line this back up. We're gonna put the controller right here. And then we're going to set this at, let's see, if we were to do, we're gonna need to do blue angle at 90 degrees. So blue at 90. And we'll change this to about medium speed and see what happens here. There we go. All right, so it goes out about that far. Now, if we were to do that again, but from underneath, we would need to go, well, actually, it could go on top, couldn't it? Let's see, how would we do that, though? Oh, I didn't actually connect these. No wonder it didn't go that far. All right, let's see here. We need to add quite a bit. Actually, you know what? It probably wouldn't be bad to just leave it at that length. So let's hook a button to this just so we can kind of control it from down here and see what goes on. So if we were to put that... Oh, wait, that's the starting position. Was it? Wasn't it? That's right. Okay, so actually this would be at 0 and the first position would be at 90. There we go. So if we press this button now, that arm is going to swing out. So what we would need to do is have it fold out again, either the opposite way or from on top or whatever. So if we did, let's see here, probably underneath would be the best thing. We could do it underneath, so let's do that. I guess I'll go with just like that. And okay. And now we are going to have to connect that bearing up to the controller as well. And we're going to have to reseat this controller too because it's not going to stay there. So when we hit that, now it's going to go out. Now, it's important that this swing out the same way because it's going to have to go in sequence, I do believe. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it probably will have to go in sequence. And it won't be able to be that long. So let's change it because it's gonna actually have to, I think it's going to have to stand up here somehow. Yeah, because if we were to do that, okay, that's not touching this top one. And if we would make the second, let's see, let's edit the controller, and the second motion is going to be 90 the same way, I think. It'll be 90, we'll have to go, actually it'll be, yeah, it will be 90, just like that. Well, 180 towards the blue. That's what it'll be. Okay, so let's do, the second sequence is going to be 180 towards the blue. And we're going to make all of this just a little bit faster for testing, now that we're not writing it. All right, and that's going to go out like that. There we go. Now, that was to emulate where the bucket would be, or the landing platform, because this is going to take you all around. But it's actually going to have to do that one more time, which we can set on top. So if we were to set that on top, how would we do that? On top would have to go, let's see, let's put it back. Trying to figure this out requires some serious brain power here. Okay, on top would actually not match up. I gotta watch how this works. Okay, so it would have to be from this side. So I could link something like that, I think. Let's see if it doesn't stall. No, it sure doesn't. The thing about it is, though, is that it doesn't really lend itself to having a platform out, does it? So I'm guessing what we would have to do is come out one more, just like that. But it would have to extend again, I think. Hold on. Let's try this one more time. Let's put it out. And let's just attach one more. Well, the bearing wouldn't go on top. It would have to go. This is kind of weird because no, it couldn't go on top. It would have to go lower again because these would actually intersect. So it's gonna have to go lower again, which is kind of strange. But I mean, honestly, I don't guess it matters. All right, and the last one would go almost all the way. I think that would be right, and we would have to do that again the same way. So this would have to extend out in the third segment, and it would have to go, let's see, let's attach this, and it would have to go 180 degrees blue as well, I think. That's how it looks, at least. So the next segment will be 180 degrees blue. Okay. No. 360 degrees? No. 180 degrees to the pink? Hold on. 180 degrees. And if we did that, so the starting position is going to actually have to be right there, which is kind of weird. Okay, all right, I got it now. So starting position is going to have to be at either 80 or 180. Is that right? No. Hold on, I did this whole thing wrong. I did the whole thing wrong. I'm gonna have to disconnect it. Let's just disconnect it. Let's just disconnect it. So, okay. All right. Sorry about that. So, what we'll have to do is put this. Let's drop all that. We'll have to put it backwards here, just like this, because that's what we want the starting position to be at, right? I think that's how it works. And then when we connect it, oh, and I keep forgetting, you guys keep asking me about the sounds. Options, audio, master volume. There we go. So sorry about that. Okay, so did it go all the way? Oh no, you know what? I bet you it was still kind of held on. No, it didn't. Oh, I bet you I know. Let me actually disconnect that bearing. Oh no, it went to the right place. I thought it was a little crooked earlier. Okay, now bearing 3 needs to go 180 degrees in the next position in that same direction. So there we go. And now we can put a bucket on top is basically how it would go. But it would have to mount from underneath. Just like this. So this would kind of be the bucket. I think that's how it would go. We'll see. We'll see. We'll place just enough standing room up here is basically what we need to do. And it should just, even if it would connect with that post, it should be fine. And I can actually put a slot right here if I wanted to, just to make sure, like a landing zone, so to speak. That way it could support weight. I hope it didn't, I think by supporting that weight, it should be fine. All right, let's see here. So now if we took the switch, it'll close like this. That's kind of what we want, right? That's kind of what we want. I think what I would do if I could change anything is make the bucket like this. Oh no. Oh no, hold on. My voice is cracking this morning, man. Big time. Okay. So, let's do it like this instead. All right, now it would go out all the way. That's what we would need. But the thing is that we would want to be able to get on it because this is not going to extend this way. So probably what we would need to do is take this away. I'm kind of just figuring this as I go, by the way, guys. We would need to take this away. We already know that this comes out like so. And if we were to go up like this, would it ever have any issues going out? Let's see. No, it sure doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. It does. It sure does. Okay, hold on. Turn it off. Turn it off. Make it go backwards. Oh no. All right. All right. So that does not work. It would have to go on the outside. Like, actually, we could do a segment that would, like a transforming position, so to speak, that would spin out here. So that's interesting to think about how that would work. Let's see. We could just make it come out like this, I do believe. And let's see. What happens if I did that? And I would just take these two off. Now, let's see what happens. I'm curious. Okay, this still kind of binds up right here, though. Yeah, like we can't... That can't be a thing. Which is strange. I am going to need to put some sort of transforming mechanism onto it. That's all there is to it. Okay. So what I'll need to do is take probably whatever this is and extend like a transformer onto it. So let's put a bearing there. And let's see how we would do this. Starting position would have to be tucked away, I guess. Starting position would have to be here. And then it would move. Is that right? Yeah, I think it would move. Let's go up. And if we connect it, oops. Okay. So, all right, there we go. So starting position would have to be there. Let's see. Now, that's bearing 4, right? So 4 would have to, in the sequence, 4 would actually have to go... How would that work? 4 would have to go down, and then the sequence would have to start. Is that correct? 4 would have to go down. It's in the sorting position correctly. It would have to go pretty much in line with this. So we would go, let's see. Let's look at 4 would have to go, let's go blue. Let's go blue 180. Let's just try that, just for now. Blue 180. And then after the last sequence, it would go back to 0? No. Blue 180. That would be, it would go back. Would it be negative 180? Let's try it. Let's try it. All right. So that extends out just like that. Then that would go out. And then that would switch up like that. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want. Okay, so that took some significant brain power there. All right, so let's make, if this would be a basket, not a basket, but like a platform. I call it a basket because we would be in it, technically. All right. Let's see what happens when we hit the button and do that. All right, that turns upside down. That goes all the way back. And it just goes right on top. Guys, I don't know how I just managed to do that, but so what I want to do is go one more down from this. Like, I know how I managed to do it. Y'all know what I mean. It needs to go like this. All right, so basically what we need to do now is add some sort of, I guess, make it like a box. So these seem to work pretty well with that, I hope. It's actually one off from, I guess, what I would consider the perfect length, the perfect width. Let's do this block right here and go one more. All right, so now that we got that, we can push this in the middle. And then we can set these. I think I'm going to have to set them. Yep, I can set them like that. Is that correct? No, I need to come one more out. Just like that. And now I can just make a little bit. There we go. So you can get right in here and you would be able to press the button. So the button, we could actually have the controller that stays there, but honestly, I don't think it matters. It would probably be better underneath, to tell you the truth. Underneath this whole mechanism just in the corner. So let's look at the settings. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 labeled just like that. So I'm going to actually take a picture of this so I can reference it. And I am going to reseat this. Actually, I don't even need to do that. What I can do is, let's just put it right underneath here. There we go. I can reseat it just like that. Okay, so 1 is set to starting position 0, 90. All right, so I can disconnect 1 and reconnect 1. Starting position 1. Oh, maybe I just gotta connect it. Wait, is it not? Oh, wait, the underneath I'm going for. I just did the same thing. Dang, man. Starting position 1. Oh, I done messed up, didn't I? Hold on just a second. All right, let's disconnect all this because we can figure it out. It's the upper one. Starting position 190, and now it's all moved. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go take a look at that screenshot, guys, and set it up, and I'll show you what I did after. All right, you guys, I got it figured out. So I thought it would have been cool to have it flip, but then I thought about, wait, I'm gonna be in the basket, and it was dumping me. Plus, it was actually getting caught up on the side. So I really think, in all honesty, that this is the best design, and what I have it doing now is just going out like this, and the sequence, the basket comes out, and it does that. Now, the bad thing is this thing doesn't have a resting point like I had wanted it before, so we're going to need a stopping point. We don't really need a stopping point, but instead of slamming like that. So if I were to do something like this, that's where I would need it. All right. Just like that, and I can stop it just like that. Just to say, if we would want that stopping point like that. Now, it's not going to go any further than that. Also, on top, I really think that I would like something like that gate to open. So let's go ahead and take this, and also we're going to move this switch as soon as it finishes closing. Yeah, it does good like that. We're going to move the switch actually inside the basket. And the way that it opens up, this is going to need to pivot out. So I imagine, let's see, if we were to put a bearing here and then put the gate on top of that. Actually, how is that going to work? That's interesting. I want to put the bearing here. There we go. So the starting position would be a little bit different. And if we had another bearing here, just like that, and it would open up like that. Okay, so starting position for those two would have to be a little bit different, and we can change that. Let's connect this one, and we'll connect this one. So the starting position for this gate would have to be 90 degrees to the blue on 4. Okay, so let's take a look at the controller that's underneath. 90 degrees on 4 would be the starting position. So that is going to open that gate. And number 5, the starting position is actually going to have to be 90 degrees to the blue as well. So starting position for 5 is 90 degrees. 90, I said? 90. All right. So you go up to it, and the front gate is going to be open. So the next position for this would be to close at 90 degrees pink. And then 5 would have to go 90 degrees pink after the sequence is over. So 90 degrees pink for 4 right away, and after the entire sequence is over on 5, which will be at this position, negative 90 degrees. And I think that's going to do what we want it to do. Last but not least, let's install the button, and if everything goes correctly, we should be able to get in the basket and move around like we're supposed to. So we could put this on here. Let's link it to the controller. Let's press the button. That gate should close. It's going to move us around. This gate will open and we can get out on the other side. It's a little bit derpy. I could probably make sure, let's see, if I go back, let's make sure that I can go back as well. That's going to close. It's going to bring me all the way back. See, that gate starts swinging a little bit too early, and it's actually a little heavy based on that. Okay, we can fix that as well. So, let's see. With weight, it's going to be really, really hard to do, but that's okay. what we can probably do is take away this guardrail. I had put one down here for ease of access, but it doesn't look like it'll make anything easier just due to the weight. Okay, and we'll take our controller and edit it to where, what number was that? The number 4. So if we change number 4, and instead of -90 right here, we would actually go -90 here. Let's see, that should change the delay a little bit. Let's try it out, shall we? Actually, everything needs to be delayed. Everything needs to be delayed before that. Let's see if we can muster that, man. That is going to be kind of hard to pull off, I do think. Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay, so the gate the gate has to go before everything else. Is that how it's going to be? So let's look here. This should be easy to fix here. So the gate is at 4. We're going to -90. And let's push everything out by 1. So number 1 is going to go at +90. And we'll take this away. We can always move everything back. And then 180. And nothing here. And 180. And nothing here. 9. Oh, and 4 is already set. Is that how we would do that? Yeah, 4 is already set. And 5 should work. We'll just go just in case. We'll put it in sequence just like that. All right, will this work? did I math right? Gate closes, lift moves, brings you all the way across. Kind of a weird ride. And then that gate opens. Backwards, gate closes. The whole lift moves to that side, kind of crazy. And then it opens up for you to get out. Awesome! That's what I was hoping for. The only thing I could do probably is this would change. So if we were to move sequences like this, I would have to disconnect 5 and then 4 and then change 4 over to this side in order for it to pivot the other way around, which is, I can always do that off camera, but just to make it a little bit more nice, because when you get off of the escalator here, you would want to get into the lift and the gate is on this side. So, but anyway, that is the concept, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me some tap on that like button to show you support for the series, guys. And you can subscribe to the channel for more daily videos. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Uljan signing off, and we'll see you next time. Here we go. So it's like a combine. Now, bad thing is you can get this thing stuck pretty easy.